Hi, my name's Lauren, and welcome to the Speedy Vegan Kitchen Test Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make my dark chocolate covered cheesecake Easter eggs. They've got a fruity flair and they're creamy and delicious, and they're made with whole food ingredients so you can feel good about eating them. They're really simple to make, so let's get started. First off, we take 1 cup of soaked cashews. Make sure you buy the raw type and soak them for about an hour, maybe 2. And just put them into your food processor like that. Add a ½ teaspoon of vanilla. Add a tablespoon and a half of agave nectar. Pinch of salt, and then 2 tablespoons of lemon. So this is really important to add that kind of sour taste that you'd expect from the cheesecake. You're also going to use just a little bit of lemon zest. If you don't have a zester, you can use a typical peeler or a grater. And you really just want about a ½ tablespoon of zest in there. So you're just going to blend your cheesecake mix until it's nice and smooth. You might have to scrape down the sides a couple times as you go. So we're just going to set this aside while we melt our chocolate. So when we melt our chocolate chips, we're just going to take a cup of chocolate chips and put them into a microwave-safe bowl. And you're also going to need a tablespoon of coconut oil. And you're just going to melt the chocolate chips in the microwave in 30-second intervals and stir between to make sure they don't burn on the bottom. You want them to be nice and smooth. Alright, so now we have our nicely melted chocolate. We're just going to add our tablespoon of coconut oil. There we go. So we're getting a nice, let's see there, nice thin chocolate. If your chocolate starts to kind of stick up again, you're going to have to pop it back in the microwave. So our next step is that we're going to coat our little silicone egg cup pan with chocolate. That's going to be the outside of your Easter eggs. So you just want to put a nice thin layer of chocolate in there. I'm only putting probably about a teaspoon or so in each one, and then I'm going to kind of roll them around to spread it out nicely. Just kind of scrape it off so we get some nice clean edges. We're just going to pop this guy into the freezer. Okay, so once we've got our chocolate off into the freezer, it's going to set for about 10 or so minutes, and in the meantime, we're going to make our fruit fillings. So I have my cheesecake filling here from before, and basically what I'm going to do is divide it into 4 parts so that we can make our fruit filling. I'm then going to add 1/4 of my filling back into the food processor. So our first flavor is going to be pistachio lime. I'm going to start off with the lightest color flavors and move on to darkest. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of unsalted pistachios. Next I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of lime juice. And then just about a ½ teaspoon of lime zest. We're going to go from lightest to darkest in color here so that we're not having to wash our food processor out between takes because it's super tedious to wash out a food processor. So let's just do it once, people. So next up we're going to make our mango. So another 1/4 of your filling into the processor. I've got a 1/4 cup of mango here. I just use frozen mango. Just dump that in there. And we're also going to add about a tablespoon of lemon juice to this one. There you go. So that's our nice creamy mango filling. Next up, you guessed it, another 1/4 of our filling. And this time we're going to be making a cherry filling. So it's going to be cherry lime. So I've got a 1/4 cup of frozen cherries here, and I'm just going to pop them in there. And then we're also going to add another tablespoon of our lime juice. And then we do our final 1/4. So this one is going to be a blueberry lemon. So again, just 1/4 cup of berries, got it from the freezer, pop them in there. Tablespoon, you can squeeze out of your lime here. Okay, and we are finally done with this food processor. So now we're ready to grab our chocolate out of the freezer. And it is nice and hard. Basically, all we're gonna do here is take little tablespoons of our filling and put them into our chocolate eggs. And you really don't want to make them too full because then it's going to be hard to cover them in chocolate, so make sure you're not overfilling your eggs. Alright, I'm just going to add enough to top off each little egg like this. So we're just gonna pop these guys in the freezer for about another 10 minutes to set. So after 10 minutes, you're gonna get your egg mold out of the freezer. They're nice and hard, they're no longer tacky. And then you're just gonna flip them over and just pop them out. There you go. And once we've got them popped out, you can make them a little fancy. Put a nice little chocolate drizzle on there using a fork. That's all there is to it. So I hope you all enjoyed the video and that you love the Easter eggs as much as I do. You have to make them. They're so much fun and they're so delicious, and there's a little surprise in each one. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and I hope you all will subscribe to my channel as well. I'll see you all next week.